All right, so why do customers buy is what we're going to talk about. And as you can see on the placemats that you have there that reflects up here why people buy, we see three things basically. Productivity, profitability, image is what we're going to talk about right now. And we're going to mix this up with something we're all very comfortable and familiar using. Again, these things we already do. We're just bringing them all together so that we can put them in a nice succinct model so there is a common language there. But let's talk about why people buy specifically. Productivity, profitability, or image. Now we're going to take that just a little bit and we're going to put it together with features, advantage, benefit. But at the end of the day, if that's not there and that doesn't exist, what is the number one question that we as buyers or that our customers as buyers are always asking in the back of our mind?
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me, right? What's in it for me? And you know, we think that way when we go to buy something. Our customers think that way when they go to buy something. And we do our best to listen, to ask questions, and to really meet them where they are. Because we know that if we can answer that question that's in their mind, then we connect with them. And whose words is it harder to argue with? Is it easier for the people in the lab to argue with their own words or with the words that are coming out of my mouth? Right, so they can argue with me all day long, but if they verbalize it, they said it and they told me, and I'm able to share that back with them, then I hit home where they are and I resonate with them. Now, all the years that I spent doing this, not just in the pharmaceutical industry, but all the different places where I had to interact with customers and really land it for them, I thought I was doing a good job, but what I found was it was inconsistent and it was hit and miss. And when I saw what I'm about to share with you right now, it really helped me to solidify things. So I want to share how we bring that productivity, profitability, and image into our game. But first, let's talk about features, advantages, and benefits. How many of you on a regular basis, and just be honest, how many of you would agree that pretty consistently on a day-to-day basis, you're using some form of feature, advantage, and benefit with your customer? Okay, good. Give me somebody, what are some of the benefits that you're specifically sharing with your customers right now? What are you really leaning on and focusing on?
Guidelines.
Talk to me about that. Tell me more about that. So you're focusing on guidelines. How do you present that to the either the physician or the lab?
That if they're looking to diagnose patients with a monoclonal gammopathy, the traditional method of screening with an SPEP is not always sensitive enough.
Okay.
So if you look at the guidelines, they recommend adding our free light test, then you'll pick up almost 100% of the monoclonal gammopathy.
All right, good. And so by picking up 100%, what's the bottom line, get to the base point benefit to the doctor?
He doesn't not going to miss any patients.
Not going to miss any patients, which means what?
Better patient care.
Better patient care. You're taking care of your patients more, right? So features, advantages, and benefits are there, and we've been using them from time to time, or all the time, and using them effectively. But let's tie in, I use this analogy. I spend a lot of time on the plane. I'm going from airport to airport. Unfortunately, I don't get to ride first class. Every once in a while. Hey, how many of you have ever flown AirTran? Anyone? Dude, you can upgrade to first class and have your bags taken care of for like 59 bucks. I'm like all day long. But the problem is they only fly to New Orleans and I don't get a chance to do that. But the first time I was in first class, paid 49 bucks, I'm just like sitting back and I'm just, oh God, I was loving it. It's great. All right, so features, advantage, and benefits. What's in it for me? So productivity, profitability, image. Let's take something that we're all comfortable and familiar with real quick, just to bring it back to the fundamentals. How many football fans do I have in here again? Yeah. What was that old saying that Vince Lombardi used to tell his players at the very beginning of the year? What was the first thing he would come out and say?
If you're 10 minutes early, you're 5 minutes late.
That's right. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. 5 minutes, whatever, you're late. What's the next thing he said once the meeting came together the first time of the year? Does anybody know?
No place. Winning is everything or something.
Well, obviously a lot of famous quotes from Vince Lombardi. But if I'm not mistaken, what he would do is he would pick up a football and he would just simply state to the guys, this is a football. Like, no joke, coach, right? But it was the first thing because he understood the foundation and the importance of fundamentals. So let's break it down to what we already understand, features, advantages, and benefits, and really pull it apart and slow it down and pull it together. I have a pen in my hand right here, and I know this seems simple and elementary, but follow me, this is really cool. I have a pen in my hand right here. What is a feature of this marker?
Tell what color it is.
You can tell what color it is. It's red. Great. What's the advantage of it being red?
Visible.
It's visible. It stands out. What's the benefit of it being visible and standing out?
Your audience
People
can
can
see
see it in
it.
the back of
Oh, I
the
see a
room.
bunch here. Say, listen one time. Say again.
Your audience can see it.
Your audience can see it. What else did I hear?
People in the back of the room can see it.
The people in the back of the room can see it. Did I hear something else?
You won't lose it.
You won't lose it.
You know what color the ink is.
You know what color ink is as a facilitator? Say again.
Yellow pen, you don't have to grab that.
Denotes importance.
Yeah. Okay, good. So all great things to point to, but I'm still hearing advantages of what it means to be read. I'm not sure, maybe once or twice did I hear a full benefit. And here's where this really came in for me. If I can land the plane, going back to that analogy that I was talking about, being on an airplane. You know, a lot of times as sales professionals, when we're trying to get our message across, going back to what we did with connecting the dots, so many times we'll circle the airport, but we won't land the plane. And what I found from this productivity, profitability, and image thing is that if I can land my benefit in one of these places, either productivity, profitability, or image, it fully resonates with the person that I'm speaking with. So again, with the pin, think about me as a facilitator or me as a trainer and what I've done up here today and what Devin's done up here today. You said, okay, it's a pin that is red. You have a red pen, which is the feature. And you gave me an advantage such as, the advantage of that is you can see it from the back of the room is one of the things that I heard. What's the benefit to me as a facilitator? Productivity, profitability, or image in you being able to see it from the back of the room?
Makes your point so that
Your message gets across.
Say it again.
Your message is going to get across.
Your message is going to get across more effectively
To everyone in the room.
to everyone in the room. And you were saying?
the same thing, it makes your point, and then so that your image as the presenter is higher. Have
You
higher-
can land it in any one of those places. You could say, you know what, you have a red pen and we can see it all the way in the back of the room, which simply means you're going to get your point across faster.
And they might bring you back.
And they might bring you back. Let's hope so, right? All right, so let's do another one real quick. Another feature of the pen.
It's functional.
Okay, how's it functional? Give me a really specific feature.
It actually writes.
It writes. Let's hope so, right?
It has a little place to put your cap.
Okay, so let's go with both of these. So it writes. So a function of this pen is that it writes. Yes, it does. What is the advantage of it writing to me as a facilitator?
People can see what you're doing.
People can see what you're trying to do or communicate. What's the benefit, productivity, profitability, image of you being able to see what I'm writing?
You learn.
It's the best way to
Message.
We grow.
visual.
Better
is the best way.
understanding if you have the visual.
Okay. People in your audience get a better understanding, which I'm still hearing is an advantage. Tie that down to a benefit, productivity, profitability, or image.
And then we'll go out and sell more and increase our product.
But what's the advantage, because if you're selling me this pen, and you're saying you have a pen that writes, which means that the people in your audience understand what you're trying to do, what's the benefit to me of people in the audience being able to understand what I do?
You can convey what you're trying to do. Your message.
You're
That-
producing a message, it's more effective.
Okay, your message, say it again.
You're producing a message and it's more effective.
You're producing a message that's more effective, and that speaks to what? Productivity, profitability, or image?
Productivity.
All right, now let's speak to, we took that one, there was another one.
There's this cap.
It has a cap. All right, good. So here's a pen, it has a cap, and as a facilitator, why is that an advantage to me?
You won't write on yourself.
When I have y'all seen that? I got all these marks on my finger, right? Yeah, so it has a cap. The advantage is so you won't write on yourself. What's the benefit to me?
Image.
Image, so state that for me. You have a pen that has a cap, which means you won't write on yourself, meaning you look more professional. You don't look stupid. It doesn't mark up your shirt. So you see what I'm saying right there? So many times we have amazing advantages. We're very familiar with the feature of our product and we're very confident in those features. But what we tend to do as sales professionals when we're communicating our message, and we don't even have to be sales professionals, we just have to be human beings in a conversation with another human being. And we have such a tendency to either dump these features, and if we're not doing that, to go, you know what, that pen has a cap on it. And let me tell you what that's important. It's not going to dry out, and you're not going to mark up yourself, and you're not going to drop it on your shirt, and you're not going to do it like that. and you're trying to land that plane and let them know what you're saying to them, but until you tie it to one of these three, it really doesn't fully land.